Making a selection can be difficult, but here are some tips to help you out. First, if we're using something like the lasso tool, remember that the little pointed end of the lasso is where the actual point of drawing begins and ends. So if I wanted to take out this yellow part, I would simply point my lasso corner and drag around the top. Now, if I hit the Shift key, it brings up the plus sign. This allows me to add another selection. So by holding the Shift key, clicking and dragging around another object, I can now select these two pieces. If I hold down the Control key, I bring up the minus sign, and I can do the same step of drawing around something, and it will deselect it. This is an important step because in the future we might want to be able to correct our image. Another way to really help your selection get better is to use the zoom tool. By zooming in, you can magnify your image, and then pressing the hand tool allows you to drag around your canvas. In this case, we have a very difficult cut because we have light on the boy's hair, windows, backgrounds, carpet, and this table. Using something like the magic wand tool is not going to be very effective. So to use the lasso effectively, we want to zoom in even more. And then another option that can really help us out is to use what's called the feathering tool. When I select the lasso tool, feather comes up. And feather allows you to create kind of a blurring effect when you make a cutout. If we put it for something like 10, which is 10 pixels, you'll see that as I cut around the boy's hair, what it's going to do is create a little bit of a blurring effect when the final piece is cut out. Let me show you. I'm going to add some more by just doing a real quick outline. And again, if I make a mistake, just cut in somewhere and let go. You can always use the plus sign to go back and add more parts to the image. And if I make a really bad mistake like this is a good time to use the Control key and again make a cutout of what you want to get rid of. So in this case, in reverse, I'm going to go around the head and I'm going to come back out here and capture all of this unwanted stuff. And when I let go, you can see that I'm now cutting away those extra parts that I didn't want. I also left something here, so I'm going to use the Shift key to plus sign and collect the rest. And I also think that I need a little bit less of this part of the table. So using the Control key, I'm going to subtract away a little bit of this area here and a little bit of this area here. Now, when I'm ready to copy this selection, I go to the Edit menu and I choose Copy. And as mentioned in the previous video, if I create a new image, and I'm going to make this image 1024 by 768, I can now paste this as a new layer. Take a look at how my layer has been smoothed over around the edges. Because I feathered it for 10, it's created a blurring effect where it's feathered or softened these edges. If 10 is too much, then you can take the pixel size down a little bit more. Try instead using a feather of 5. In this case, it will sharpen it up a little bit more and give you a slightly better cut.